Hello to YouTubers. Welcome to the first ever Angry Birds original story video. It's a working title. And today we're going to be listening to a story called The Bad Case of Bird Flu. Let's start now. The Bad Case of Bird Flu, an original Angry Birds story. The sun comes up on Bird Island. Our view goes to Red's house, where it was rebuilt in the village by the other birds after the pigs destroyed it on the beach with their boats. We move through a window and we see Red and Indigo sleeping in separate nests, or beds, as some might do them. We don't completely see Indigo yet, as he is still under the blanket. Then, the rays of sunlight creep up on his body and awaken him. It's morning. As he sits up, the blanket falls off of him, and we can clearly see what he doesn't see yet. Now to get freshened up for the day, Indigo said. He gets out of bed and he makes his way to the door. Actually makes his way downstairs. At that moment, Red wakes up and notices Indigo. Good morning, Indigo. Morning, Dad. Red began to rub the sleep from his eyes, not seeing the very thing that was new with Indigo this morning. Sleep well? Yeah, Dad. I slept like a flamingo on one leg, figuratively speaking. That's great. Yeah, really, really great. He finished rubbing his eyes. Then suddenly, whoa! Red's eyes went wide as he stared at Indigo in horror. What is it, Dad? Indigo? I think you might want to take a look at yourself in the mirror. Indigo looked in the nearby mirror. His entire body, save for his beak and feet, were now covered with purple spots. Where did these come from? Indigo's scream was so loud that it awoke some of the birds that were still asleep, including Chuck and Bomb. Bomb was so startled from Indigo's yelp that he exploded. Oh no! Worried, Chuck raced out of his house as fast as he could. He bolted into Red's house. Hey, what's going on? What's the situation? Where's the fire here? Then he saw Indigo. Indigo! My favorite little nephew in the whole wide bird world! How could such a fate have been bestowed upon you? I don't know. I just woke up and here these spots are. This has never happened before, Red said. Not that I thought it's ever happened before anyway. Then Bomb, smoking from his recent explosion and panting from running so much, finally arrived. Hey, what's happening? I heard a... Whoa! When he saw Indigo covered with spots, he was very surprised. He was so surprised, in fact, that he almost blew up again, but thankfully he managed to stop himself just in the nick of time. What happened to you, Indigo? You're all... spotty. I don't know, Bomb. I just woke up like this. But what do they mean? Chuck said frantically. An allergic reaction? Something you ate? Or something you drank? Or touched? I don't know, Chuck. These just appeared today. He began to check every part of his body, and sure enough, there were even more purple spots. "Don't worry, Indigo," said Red. "We'll figure this out." "Someone call a doctor," Chuck said, becoming frantic. "Why don't we just take him to a doctor?" Bomb asked. "That's fine by me," said Indigo. "Anything to find out what's wrong with me." "Don't worry, Indigo. Your dad and your uncles will go with you. Like they say, birds of a feather flock together." Indigo nodded. He liked that phrase. Now, before I continue, let me tell you. Yes, Indigo's living with Red because Red adopted him as his son. And in a way, Bomb and Chuck are like Indigo's uncles, since they hang out with Red a lot. So, all four birds headed off to the doctor's. But along the way, Indigo began to feel a little strange. He stopped walking and staggered. He placed his hand against his head, beginning to feel a little dizzy. Red, Chuck, and Bomb noticed this. Huh? "Indigo!" Chuck said. "Are you okay?" I don't know," Indigo said wearily. I suddenly feel so weak." "Oh boy, it's getting worse," Red said, concern in his voice. Oh no, we gotta hurry," Chuck said fearfully. "Don't worry, Indigo, we're almost there. But just to be on the safe side, I'll carry you the rest of the way." So, Bomb gently picked up the young blue bird in his wings, and they set off once again. Soon, Red, Chuck, and Bomb, with weak, spot-covered Indigo, soon arrived at the doctor's office. Upon entering the building, Indigo could see that there weren't that many sick birds. There were at least 7. 4 birds just had common colds. 2 had sore throats. 1 bird even had chicken pox. Indigo really hoped that was not what he had. When the doctor called Indigo's name, Red, Chuck, and Bomb decided that it might be better if they stayed with Indigo rather than wait in the waiting room. The one doctor bird took one look at Indigo, whispered something outside the door, and left. Then, to the little blue bird's shock, 3 doctor birds came in wearing yellow radiation suits. "Huh? What's with those?" The first doctor bird said, "Son, I'm afraid you have a bad case of the bird flu. The symptoms of this include purple spots covering the body, coughing, sneezing, stuffy beak, and loss of strength. It is highly contagious, and if not treated within minutes, this disease can spread to other birds rather quickly." "What? What's the cure?" A second doctor bird said, "Well, we don't know a cure just yet. We've been trying to figure out the origins of the bird flu, so I'm afraid this disease will last for some time." Then Indigo turned to Red and shrieked. He, Chuck, and Bomb were now covered in the same purple spots. Ah! "Oh no! You guys got it too! You caught the bird flu!" Red stared at the purple spots all over his body. "Well, this is just awful." Chuck suddenly felt all of his hyper energy draining out of him, like water rushing down a sink drain. "Ooh, I don't feel so good." And Bomb, achoo! His sneeze caused him to explode. "Oh, this is bad!" Indigo cried out, jumping off the table. "I gotta get out of here! I can't affect anybody else!" Then Indigo saw an open window, and using his back wings and his remaining strength, he flies out. No, son, don't! Said a third Dr. Bird. But it was too late. Indigo was already flying away. I meant to close that window. The other Dr. Birds glared at him. We have to, achoo! Red sneezed. Go after him! Yeah! Chuck said. He tried to speed out the door, but instead weakly fell flat on the floor on his stomach. Ow. What are we gonna do? Bomb asked. Well, we'll have to go out and look for the little blue chap ourselves. As for you three, I'm afraid that you're going to have to be placed in isolation away from the residents of Bird Island. The third Dr. Bird said, In short, you three are placed under quarantine. Red was annoyed. Oh, come on, man! My kid's out there! He's sick! He needs help! But the Dr. Birds had no choice. They had to keep Red, Chuck, and Bomb at the doctor's office in an area away from the other patients and staff. So they put up a sign on the door saying, Quarantine, bird flu, and locked the door. Well, this sucks, Chuck said. But Red was not about to give this up just yet. They can't just keep us in here. Indigo needs us, Red said angrily. He tried to pull the door open, but it wouldn't budge. Then he tried to push it open, but that didn't help either. He then tried to ram the door open, but even that didn't do any good. Finally, tired from his failed attempts and weak from the bird flu, Red wearily turned to his two friends. We're going to need a new escape plan.